Once upon a time, in a land where winter clung to the earth like a lover reluctant to part, there existed a realm so magical that it seemed plucked from the dreams of poets. This was Astralis, a kingdom hidden beneath the shimmering auroras that danced across the night sky. Few mortals knew of its existence, for it was shielded by ancient enchantments woven into the very fabric of the heavens themselves. To those who dared to believe, the northern lights were not just natural wonders, they were the breath of Astralis, spilling into the mortal world as a reminder of its presence. In the small village of Snowhaven, nestled at the edge of the frozen tundra, lived a curious young girl named Seraphina. She had always been captivated by the swirling colors above her home, which she believed held secrets waiting to be uncovered. Her grandfather, an old man with eyes as wise as the stars, often told her tales about Astralis, the fabled kingdom beneath the lights. He spoke of its crystalline cities, rivers of liquid starlight, and trees with leaves of pure silver. Most villagers dismissed these stories as mere myths, but Seraphina's heart yearned to believe. One frosty evening, while gazing up at the vibrant display overhead, Seraphina noticed something unusual, a faint whisper carried on the wind. It spoke directly to her heart, calling her name softly yet insistently. Seraphina, Seraphina. Intrigued, she followed the sound deeper into the forest until she stumbled upon a massive stone archway covered in frosty runes. Each rune glowed faintly, pulsing in rhythm with the auroras above. As soon as she touched the icy surface, the air around her shimmered, and she felt herself being pulled into a world beyond imagination. When she opened her eyes, she found herself standing in a breathtaking landscape unlike anything she had ever seen. Before her stretched a sprawling city made entirely of crystalline structures that gleamed with hues of green, blue, and purple, the same colors as the northern lights. Rivers of liquid starlight flowed through the streets, casting reflections that danced like fireflies. Trees with leaves of pure silver swayed gently in the breeze, their branches adorned with blossoms that sparkled like diamonds. In the distance, towering spires reached toward the sky, their peaks encrusted with glowing gemstones that seemed to hum with power. A gentle voice broke her reverie. Turning, she saw a woman cloaked in robes woven from threads of light. Her hair cascaded down her back like molten gold, and her eyes shone with the brilliance of the stars. "Welcome, Seraphina," the figure said warmly. "I am Empress Liora, ruler of Astralis. We have awaited your arrival." Confused, Seraphina asked, "Why me? How did I get here?" Empress Liora smiled kindly, her expression tinged with sorrow. "Every century, one mortal soul is chosen to visit Astralis and help restore balance to our kingdom. Recently, the magic sustaining the auroras has begun to weaken, threatening not only Astralis but also the mortal world above. Only someone pure of heart can awaken the Starheart, the source of all magic in our realm. And you, Seraphina, are that person." Though hesitant, Seraphina felt a strange certainty settle over her. Deep down, she knew this was her destiny. With a deep breath, she nodded. "I'll do it," she said, her voice steady despite the tremor in her heart. Empress Liora led Seraphina through the streets of the capital city, introducing her to the wonders of Astralis. They passed by markets filled with vendors selling glowing fruits, enchanted trinkets, and fabrics that shifted color with every movement. Musicians played instruments carved from crystal, filling the air with melodies that resonated deep within Seraphina's soul. Children laughed and played, their laughter ringing out like bells, while adults worked tirelessly to maintain the harmony of their world. As they walked, Empress Liora explained the history of Astralis. Long ago, the kingdom had been a beacon of magic and prosperity, its people living in peace under the protection of the Starheart. But over time, the connection between Astralis and the mortal world began to weaken, causing the auroras to dim and the Starheart to falter. Without its power, Astralis risked fading into nothingness, taking the beauty of the northern lights with it. Seraphina listened intently, her heart heavy with the weight of her newfound responsibility. Yet, she also felt a spark of excitement. For the first time in her life, she truly belonged somewhere here, in this magical realm, among these extraordinary people. To reach the Starheart, Seraphina would need to pass 3 trials, each testing her courage, wisdom, and compassion. Along the way, she met companions who joined her journey. Ryker, a stoic yet kind-hearted warrior from the Storm Peak Mountains. Ryker carried the burden of his past failures, haunted by the memory of a battle he could not win. Despite his quiet nature, he possessed a fierce loyalty and a strength that inspired those around him. Liora, a playful sprite with wings like embers. Liora was quick-witted and mischievous, her laughter a balm to weary hearts. Though small in stature, she wielded powerful magic and possessed knowledge of forgotten spells passed down through generations of her kind. Veyra, a loyal wolf companion gifted to her by Empress Liora. Veyra's fur shimmered like twilight, and her amber eyes glowed with intelligence. She communicated through soft growls and gestures, forming a bond with Seraphina that grew stronger with each passing day. Their first trial took them to the Echoing Caverns, a labyrinth filled with echoes of doubt and fear. Here, they faced illusions of their deepest insecurities. Seraphina confronted her fears of inadequacy, realizing that her imperfections made her unique and strong. Ryker grappled with his guilt, finding redemption in the forgiveness of others. Liora learned to channel her mischief into creativity, using her wit to solve problems rather than cause them. Together, they emerged from the caverns stronger and more united than before. Next, they ventured to the Prism Glade, where they encountered riddles posed by the enigmatic Seer of Light. The glade itself was a marvel, its ground paved with prismatic crystals that refracted sunlight into dazzling rainbows. The Seer, a being composed entirely of light, challenged them with questions that required both intellect and empathy. Through teamwork and quick thinking, they solved the puzzles, unlocking the path forward. Finally, they arrived at the Glacier Abyss, a treacherous ice field where they battled the Frost Wyvern, a creature born from fractured shards of the Starheart. The wyvern was majestic yet terrifying, its scales glittering like frost and its roar shaking the very foundations of the earth. With Veyra's guidance and Liora's spellcraft, Seraphina confronted the beast, showing mercy instead of hatred. Her kindness softened the worm's icy heart, earning its allegiance and proving that even the most broken things could be healed with love and understanding. At last, the group reached the Starheart Chamber, located deep within the Luminal Palace. The chamber itself was a masterpiece of architecture, its walls adorned with murals depicting the history of Astralis. At its center stood the Starheart, a massive crystal that pulsed faintly, its light dimmed by centuries of neglect. Empress Liora revealed that only Seraphina could reignite its power, as she carried the essence of both worlds within her. Placing her hands on the crystal, Seraphina felt a surge of energy coursing through her body. Memories flooded her mind, her childhood adventures in Snowhaven, her love for her family, her dreams for the future. Slowly, the Starheart began to glow brighter, filling the chamber with radiant warmth. As it awakened, the auroras above grew stronger, painting the skies with vibrant colors once more. With the Starheart restored, peace returned to Astralis. The barriers between the two realms strengthened, ensuring harmony between the magical kingdom and the mortal world. Empress Liora declared Seraphina a hero of both worlds, bestowing upon her the title of Guardian of the Northern Lights. As a token of gratitude, Empress Liora gifted Seraphina a pendant shaped like a shard of the Starheart. It allowed her to glimpse Astralis whenever she wished, though she could no longer physically enter unless summoned again. Returning to Snowhaven, Seraphina shared her incredible adventure with her grandfather, who smiled knowingly, confirming the truth behind his bedtime stories. From that day on, Seraphina became a guardian of the Northern Lights, teaching others to appreciate their beauty and the mysteries they concealed. She traveled far and wide, sharing the story of Astralis and inspiring hope in all who heard it. And when the skies danced with color, people whispered of the brave girl who saved the kingdom beneath the celestial veil. And so, the legend of Astralis lived on, carried by the winds and written in the stars.